Okay, some of the students had asked me how to do the process chart for this component or some other component, any other component in SolidWorks. So I'm making this video to demonstrate the same thing. You'd have to take a new file, go for drawing. Of course, you should have already modeled the particular part for which you want to make the drawing. So make sure you have done the part modeling, saved the file, and then you take this new file and go to drawing. Once the drawing is ready, you will have to browse and go to the particular part that you want. So just go to browse to the particular part which you have already modeled, and here you can choose a few details when you're inserting, like the scale 1:5 is very small, so 1:2 you can just check it, and then you can click on it and some additional views will be created. So just as I had told you, if you want to change the view, so this is actually third angle projection, which we don't want. In mechanical, we always go for first angle projection. So in order to do that, you'll have to go here and click on properties, and here choose first angle projection. Once you choose the first angle projection, you can see the view has changed now to reflect the first angle projection. Next, to create the half sectional view, click here on the section view, go to half section, and you have to check the arrows properly. So here we want the projection on the left side, and this is the cross section, half sectional view that we want. You just have to click on the center, choose it properly, and you can see the half sectional view projected has been created. So just click on the left. So now that we have the half sectional view, we will need the dimensions. So we'll have to go ahead, open the manual, and by checking from the manual solution, we'll have to create the same dimensions that you can see here visible. Fine. So the same dimensions you'll have to create. So go to Smart Dimensions and start choosing the dimensions. Choose carefully, of course. You will have to change the units here as well. So bottom right side, you can change this MKS into mmgs, and that will make sure all your dimensions appear in mm. So you can just move them aside and continue providing all the smart dimensions. If the center view is not visible, what you have to do first is you have to make the hidden edges visible. And then I'll have to go for the center line here, and these two center line, these lines need a center line, and then I can continue providing them with the smart dimensions. So press escape, go to smart dimensions again, distance of these two, yes, that is 150. So then continue doing the same thing until your diagram is completely filled with all the dimensions that are required. Once all the dimensions are done, now is the time for you to draw the process chart. So in order to get the process chart, you must go to the tables. Here in the annotations, go to the last point, that is table, insert general tables. And here you can choose how many columns you want. I'll go for 5 columns. And rows, of course, they are variable. You can choose whatever you wish to apply. Depending on the number of components, this value may change. Once it is inserted, you can adjust the size of the columns. And of course, you can start entering the data. The first one, of course, it's just for the serial number. Then the second is for the machine to be used. Third is for the operation. Fourth is for the tool or gauge. And the last one is for the time taken. So once you have entered all the data, you can just adjust the space. The space taken by each column can be adjusted. Time needs a small one. Tool gauge, maybe it needs a little more. Machine doesn't require that much, so I'll just reduce this machine. And serial number, of course, it is not required that much. Then you can just go on giving this numbering in the multiples of 5. And then, of course, you can start entering the machine for whatever machine you'll be using in order to complete this. So let me go for a lathe machine, and the operation is okay, so here it is. Operation that I want to perform is turning of 260 mm diameter. So turning of 216 mm diameter. Then the tool and gauge to be used, I can enter now the turning tool. And approximate time required for this, you can just insert some value. Let me just take 5 minutes. Okay. The same thing can go on, continue doing for all the other operations that are performed. You have to do all the step turning first, and then you have to create a groove over here. Then there are 4 holes to be milled. We're using the milling machine or drilling machine, and then this boring for the insertion of shaft, contour boring to increase the diameter till it matches, and there is a slot at the back side. So all these details you'll have to insert one by one systematically, and when you're done with all this, your work is done. Thank you for watching. If you have any other videos, if you have any other doubts, you can always let me know in the comments section, and I will come up with other videos as well as and when you date.